relative frequency without the relative part, and it would have the 6. This row would have the 0. This row would have the 6 plus 0. Let me write those in a different color. If we did this without the relatives, that would be a 6. 6 plus 0 is 6. 6 plus 0 is 6. 6 plus 5 is 11. 11 plus 9 is 20. 20 plus 2 is 22. So that would just be cumulative frequency, but our graph officially is supposed to have relative frequencies. It makes it a little bit more meaningful. Okay. So I'm going to do 2 graphs with this. My first graph is not going to be an ogive. It's going to be a histogram of the relative frequencies. Okay. Sometimes I'll type those because the handwriting just, sometimes I'm not that good at handwriting. My handwriting's terrible. Okay. So a histogram of the relative frequencies would have those classes on the horizontal axis. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and I got to reach to one more, 60. And then let me scale my axis here. My highest, oh, okay, thought you had a question. So my highest relative frequency is 41. So let me scale my axis 10, 20, 30, 40%. And these are relative frequencies. And the horizontal axis is grams of sugar, right? And I've run out of room here, so grams sugar. Okay. So my relative frequency for my first class there was 27. I should have remembered that number. So about right here. And then 0, and then 0, and then the next one was, you can help me out by looking if you want, 23, 41, and 9. Okay. So 23. Okay, that was wrong. 23, 41, and 9. So there's my relative frequencies. A histogram of this. Okay. Now I'm going to graph my cumulative relative frequencies. Need a new page here. So my horizontal axis let me redo that. I'd like to have my lines at the very least. Horizontal axis is going to be the same. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. What's my highest cumulative relative frequency? Which is 100%. Okay, so when I go to scale my vertical axis, it's always going to go up to 100%. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. All right, that's where we'll start. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100%. We started at 27, but we actually start these at 0, 0, 0. And my cumulative relative frequency for 10 to 20 grams of sugar was 27. So I'm going to go out to my 10, go up to what would be about 27, put a dot, make a straight line. Okay. And then what's my cumulative relative frequency for the second class, the 10 to 20 grams? Same thing. Straight horizontal line. And for my next class, okay, 30 to 40 grams of sugar, what's the cumulative? 50, wasn't it? Exactly 50%? Okay, so let me put a dot right here at the 50%. Okay, next one was 91, yeah. Okay, and for the last one was 100%. Okay, that's an ogive, a cumulative relative frequency graph. Okay, so why would I want to make an ogive? Well, there's one really good reason I want to make an ogive and learn how to use them. You wanted to know how to find the center? Well, the center, one measure of center is going to be the mark on this graph where 50% of the colas have less than that amount of sugar, grams of sugar, and 50% have more. And that is at the 50% line. I wonder if this smartboard is working today. Let's see if I can make a straight line on it. Oh, yeah, I can. So here is 50%. I read across, and I read down. And remember, this mark was for the 30 to 40%. So the middle of my graph, the center of my graph, the median is 30 to 40 grams of sugar. Like this isn't quite aligned for me. I think I need to realign. Okay. So I found a center very quickly. Now, how else do I read this graph? Well, I might want to read at the quarters, at the 25%. So maybe I could find that's 30. That's about 25. Read down. So I actually might call this my my first quartile, but we'll get to quartiles in a little bit. So 25% of the colas had, that looks like maybe it's about 7 grams of sugar or less. Mm-hmm. So when you're looking at a graph like this, you don't have the data in front of you anymore. It's gone. And you're just interpreting the graph.